Hi everybody, this is Flo from KMS Reviews, and joining me today is the pop and EDM producer Rivin. Hi, thanks for being on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hi, Flo. How is it going? Hi, everybody.
So let's jump right into it. You describe yourself as a nomad. Since you're a traveler by nature, both personally and musically, tell us a bit about your journey so far.
How many hours do we have? No, I'm
Oh,
kidding. It's like, no, I mean, my journey is, yeah, what can I say? Listen, I have lived for quite many years. I mean, I come from Italy, I'm Italian, and I was from Milan, and then I moved years ago to Berlin. And I started doing a project which has nothing to do with what I'm doing today, musically speaking. I created a band and I started doing touring, especially in Germany and Switzerland, doing music from the 30s to the 50s, like the pre and post-war music, the radio days. It was in Italian. 80% of the repertoire was in Italian. Very unknown, very forgotten, beautiful music, the old radio days, and there is a family history behind, but we don't have the time for that. So I started this project. It was exciting, I have to say. And then it came, I started music that I was very young. I was 5, and I was already like playing piano, reading music. I was taught by my grandmother very, very soon. And I've always been like instinctively, I've been composing a lot. It was my thing also because my grandfather was composer. So I think it's in my DNA.
mhm.
But then I started doing my life, university, and that came this project in Berlin. And a friend of mine who is a conductor, orchestra, and he was a composer too, he said, why don't you do your own music? And I said, really? Can I do my own music? I don't know. I never thought about that. And then I started doing the music, started writing music, and one step at a time, things changed, and I started traveling, going to New York and London, like opening up to the world and possibilities and experimenting, meeting people, growing. And I started doing pop music, which is what I'm doing today. It's
So if
yeah.
you're a classically trained musician, when did the transition to pop music happen? Was this just in a blink of an eye, or was it a process?
No, it was not a blink of an eye. I wasn't much into pop music. I love pop music, of course, but I wasn't like listening to playlists on Spotify all day long. I didn't do that. I wasn't like very updated, let's say so. Then I started writing my own music very instinctively. And then when I started meeting other people by traveling, meeting producers, songwriter, this and that, then I went deeper into the pop music industry. And then when I started, learning more about the sound, what is working today, how music is done, and I became more an expert, let's say so, and up to date.
Mhm.
And so I think it was a process. Didn't take too long, but it was kind of a process. Yes.
Mhm. So
Yes.
then, oh, sorry.
No, exactly. So yeah, pretty much this is what happened. Yes, and then I started doing because I'm classical trained. So first I was an actor actually, but then I started like for years learning singing more classically. And then, but once you're classical trained, actually it's good because you can do pretty much
Mhm.
everything. Actually, you have to tone it down a lot. And so exactly, then I started writing my own music. I have to say that I am more of a top liner. If people don't know what top liner is, when you write a song, when you create a song, there are usually 3 uh, roles involved. One is the top liner, which is the one who actually writes the melody, the one that you sing that doesn't get out of your head, hopefully.
Mhm.
And the second one is the lyricist, write the text. And the third one is the producer or the beat maker, the
Mhm.
one who makes all the arrangements and everything, the real sound that you hear behind the voice. So of all the 3 roles, I have always been my DNA, I'm a top liner. For me, it's very easy is my thing to write melodies, the hook, and then I started, when you asked how did it happen, it was a process, because then I said, but I'd like to also write a story behind this melody, right? I mean, what is all about? And so I started like getting better and better in writing the lyrics. And I need more time for that.
Okay.
But at least I can express my own story, my visions and everything. And then now I started like a couple of years ago producing as well, producing to a certain extent the music, like let's call it demo productions, I would say.
Okay, so this also happened with the releases of the two songs this year, being "Distance" and "Give You Up." Sorry.
Yeah, Give You Up actually releases today, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, exactly. This is exactly how it worked. Both have something in common, because I wrote them in 2020, because during the first lockdown. And so they both have, there is some, Distance, the first one, obviously, but also in Give You Up, the one released today, there is this isolation, pandemic, sorrowness, something vibe to it, because it was written during, the pandemic. Yeah. And for those ones, yes, I did them top line, I mean the melody, the demo production to a certain level, and the lyrics. For Distance, I co-wrote the lyrics with another great artist. She's Italian, but we met in New York, and we kind of wrote it for hands. So I gave both of them to, I have several producers I work with, and they took it to the next level.
Okay. So there's a certain point where you just hand it over and they do the finishing of the project, so to speak.
Yes. There are many ways that you can work as a songwriter, or, like doing music. I have many colleagues and friends, they do songwriters. I play piano since, as I said, I started, I was 5. So for me, it's good. It's easy to put music together. But there are songwriters, they don't play any instrument, so they just work with beats, and it works perfectly. For me, I'm a little bit more anal, because I like to have more control on what I'm producing. The dream, of course, would be to produce it A to Z, from the beginning to the end, completely all by myself. But production is a bitch. It takes years. You cannot improvise. They call it nowadays the bedroom productions. But even there, I don't know.
No, I know what you mean, because it's an art form rather than it is something you can just learn in about 2 weeks or something like this.
Exactly right. It's really an art. There are so many aspects with the vocal production. It takes days. Yeah, so I respect that role in the process of the creation of a song. So I do what I can. Maybe it's completely wrong, but it gives an idea where I want to go, and the producer, I think for the producer is much easier and faster to just, I have no. You give the melody, and they have to do everything from scratch, and I think they are happy.
So do you have studio gear to develop your ideas, or how do you get from idea to at least a demo track?
Yes, I use Logic. Logic is my DAW, and because it's very intuitive, and this is what I got familiar with. So I have that one. I have a microphone and a couple of microphones, and that's it. My keyboard, of course, and I tend to add too much stuff, because the good producer works with few layers, and it's amazing, and I tend to like do too much, and that's the art of the producer, to strip it down and get yeah, this is how I do it. I start from maybe some chords. I sit on the piano. I start from some, I make like a chord progression, and then I start singing on it. And then I might, no, maybe, yeah, usually I add the layers, all the bass, the drums, and all the instrument, the synthesizers, and then of course the melody, which is usually only the melody, as I said, is not with the lyrics yet, and then I send it over to the producer.
Okay.
And if they like it, they work on it. Otherwise, they send it back. Never
So
happened. No,
never happened though.
no, kidding.
So you told me before that you are planning to move to London shortly, and
Yeah.
since you describe yourself as the nomad, do you have several world hotspots you travel between to develop new ideas or to develop new projects, or is this a triangle between New York, I guess, was it, and London and Berlin?
True. I think those are the three for now, but even if New York is very sadly out of the picture right now,
Yeah.
because it's a bit complicated. Actually, I always, if you have the means, like I mean financially also, because to travel it's not easy every time, especially in these kind of cities. If you find a way to do it, I always urge people to go out and of the comfort zone, and meet as many people as possible, and mingle, meet, collaborate, and in a way, every one of the cities that you mentioned has a different approach to music, the industry, and everything. New York is very, very, very fast. It's extremely fast. It's they don't waste a second. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you get things. They always look for collaborations, opportunities, and this and that. And London is more relaxed, but is more chill. And but there's many great uh, artists there. There is so much going on. Crazy. Berlin is the sleepiest one of all, I would say. And maybe Berlin, the problem, I think with Berlin, which I love being here, the problem with Berlin is an EDM, is very EDM. And I now am in the pop music. Berlin is a lot of electro and stuff, this is their language, which is great if you do that stuff. It's, I mean, now the clubbings are a little bit on a hold, but it's a great city for that. I'm more into the pop music, so that's probably not the best. Yeah.
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 So with moving to London, what's next in 2021 for you? Do you already have some tracks in the making?
Yes, of course I do. The thing is that when you are an independent artist, there you need to work with. I give a little bit of lessons to some other, maybe a young artist out there. We work with the which is beloved algorithm. So we need to keep it going. And in order to do that, you need to have content like music on quite regularly. There are people who they release every 3 to 4 weeks, which I think is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. Like not much in terms of production, but in terms of promotion, because it's just out of this world.
Yeah.
But I'm close, because now I've been like on a 6 weeks interval. I do every 6 weeks I'm on the release. So now I, with this one, like Give You Up is today. In the 6 weeks will be another one, and so on and so on. I think I will take a couple of months break in the summer, and then I want to there will be an EP, and then I think I think in June something, and then next year, no, and then in probably I think October or something, I will release my first album, where I will put together all the pieces. That's this is kind of and I working constantly on finishing, finalizing music tracks that are like.
So there are still plenty of ideas to come to life, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of, absolutely, there are plenty of ideas. Yeah, the dream of every artist is to have just the time to create and write and produce. But unfortunately, that has become 10% of our time.
Yeah.
20 maybe.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and with production, I mean, sorry, with promotion, it's super crazy. It's absolutely part of the game. You need to do it, otherwise nobody's gonna listen to your music. And
of course, that's
where's
part
the
of the
point?
deal, right?
It's part of the deal, yeah. So maybe one day, I mean, I'm working a lot at this year. I knew that was going to be like that, but hopefully in the future it's going to be a little bit more relaxed, but it's exciting.
Yeah, the most important thing is it won't get any more quiet from you. But we can expect more songs to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. It's necessary. Actually, I've been working a lot before, like in terms of creativity. So I'm okay. I know I have songs that I don't have to. Oh my God, what I'm going to release? What I'm going to release in 6 weeks? I kind of know already, which is good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good to have something up your sleeve.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know next year, because I will probably take some time. Some you know how it goes, right? I mean, probably, I don't know nowadays, but I know that before let's say, I don't know if you've seen the movie about the Queens, where they show, the life there, the creation process, and where they were going, like, somewhere in the farm, and like somewhere like in the middle of nowhere for months, and just writing an album,
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, this is what I want to do one day. Just do music all day and don't worry about anything. I'll get there.
Yeah. Sooner or later.
Sooner or later.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah.
All right. Rivin, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, if you want to know more about the pop and EDM producer Rivin, please check out the links in the description of the video or down this blog post. That's it for today. All I have to say is be safe, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.